I thought I'd do an impromptu live here in my group on Facebook. So if you ever want to come and check out intuitive angel messages, you can do that through Facebook. And hello. And the reason why I'm coming live is because I've noticed a few things myself that I thought I'd bring to everyone's attention. This might be happening with you as well. So as you can see, as the title is, vivid dreams, anxiety, and energy kickback. So I don't know if many of you know what energy kickback is, but we're going to delve into that today. And then I'm going to answer as many questions as I possibly can. Many of you may not know this, but I also have a YouTube channel called Kristen Davies. And I also have a second YouTube channel where I bring on a lot of other light workers, so individuals that are doing sound healing, quantum healing, Akashic record reading, mediumship, angel cards, healings, meditations, and I love it. So, for those of you that would like to branch out a little bit more, you can come over to Light Workers United, and that has a nice purple Buddha right there. Speaking of which, what is coming up tomorrow in Intuitive Angel Messages? Myself and Sheena Baines are going to be coming live, and we're going to be channeling Buddha, and we're going to be talking to Buddha, channeling Buddha, and also Q&A after that as well. So that will be coming up tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 5:30 Eastern Daylight Time. So interestingly enough, I have noticed this myself over this past, I would say, 7 to 10 days. You may be noticing that your dreams are extremely vivid and intense. You might be waking up with your heart pounding. One of the things that I had noticed from Cheryl, who posted a question on the group wall, is, why is it I don't really remember the first part of my dream state, and then the second part is so vivid and intense? So what's happening when we are going to bed at night? We have a lot going on. I think more than what we realize. Am I right? We have, your whole team is helping you, working with you. This is when I'm feeling my guardian angel. So what happens is, if I have a question and she would like to have a word and answer that question, all I feel is warmth or pressure on the side of my body. So that just tells me that she would like to have a word. It doesn't take much for her to get my attention. Not much at all. When I was say 12, 15 years ago, I wasn't interested, nor did I really think that I could talk with my guardian angel. Now I've understood how they're getting my attention and how they're communicating with me. So now I understand this is how to communicate with them. Plus, as you open up and you begin channeling your guardian angel, they will direct you in ways to make it more fluid, easier, and so on and so forth, right? So do you want to weigh in on this when we're dreaming at night, when we're having sleep state? However, which way you want to word it? Yes. Okay. There are many of you who are experiencing vivid, intense dreams at this time. Know that many of you are processing, releasing the old ways of being, thought forms, emotions from this lifetime, from previous lifetimes, in order to make room for the new high vibrational frequency, which is coming forth, infusing, embedding, if you want to say it like that. She's saying infusing, embedding within each of us and the earth herself, helping to lift and raise our vibrational frequencies. Okay? So when we're sleeping, we're processing, we're releasing and letting go of a lot, is what she's saying. Okay, from this lifetime and others. Anything else you want to weigh in on that? It's important to ground yourselves during this time. It's important to go outdoors and ground yourselves often, daily. Really important. She's just taking the lead here, so I'm going to let her. I'm pretty much just going to let her keep going because she has a lot to say. So here I go as the medium. Many of you are experiencing high levels of anxiety, and as Kristen has said, energy kickback. Okay, so now she's pointing to me to explain what energy kickback is. Okay, so energy kickback is, we have a large amount of energy coming forth onto the planet, right? It's helping us to release or let go of, I don't know, you want to say purge the low vibrational aspects of our realities and other realities that we've had. So it's all coming up to the surface to get released. When you're sleeping, when you're awake, it's coming up and it's coming out. And that is to allow us to transmute the density, the heaviness, right? So then you can take in more high vibrational light, more high vibrational frequency, which will help you lift and raise your frequency. So it's going to be very difficult for you to house low vibrational thoughts, feelings, emotions in years to come. It's going to lift you up. You're going to be more elevated in your frequency. So when you're sleeping, you're releasing a lot. And also what's happening is when we get a large wave of this new energy coming in, each wave is doing something slightly different. This one is creating more sensitivity within. Also what's happening is an energy kickback. An energy kickback is if you are focusing or fixating on complaining, low vibrational thought, if you start out having maybe like an argument with someone, the kickback is immediate. It's right in your face, because as we are infusing this light, we are amplifying. We are also, what's the wording? Mirroring, amplifying. So what you put out, you create more of, right? And what you put out, you receive back. So as soon as you're putting out that low vibrational thought or complaint or argument with someone, it might be extra amplified between you and the other person, or maybe just one of you, but whomever is anchoring a lot of light right now and is ready to do so and opening is going to have that energy kickback. That's what's happening yesterday, today, and they tell me tomorrow as well. So if you're feeling very sensitive, you've got a lot of anxiety, you're feeling moody or irritated more than normal, this is what's happening. Okay, so what are you going to do about it? You're going to be really aware. Because you can go from 0 to 10 very rapidly at this time. And it's really important to be aware that this energy is bringing up the old, so it's up on the surface. You might be thinking about things that you haven't thought about in years or care to think about or deal with. So a lot of this is going to come up right on the surface. So things you maybe haven't bothered to give thought to or ponder upon, and now there it is. It's right in your face. And so it's right there and you can see it or think about it, but just turn your attention off of it. Just let the energy transmute it. You don't need to think about or be a part of that heaviness of thought or emotion from past experiences in your life, okay? So we don't need to go into the story of it. We're just going to let it release and go. But just know that during this time you're extra sensitive, and if you're gonna, clap back or bark or argue with someone, it may escalate a little bit quicker. You really want to be acutely aware. Take some deep breaths turn your attention off of it. You know, go sit out by a tree, put your back on that tree and your bum on that earth, and then you can really just give it to your team of angels and let them know how you're feeling, okay, and let them transmute it so that you don't go back and forth with people creating more chaos. So this is a time where things are going to get real sensitive and there's an immediate energy kickback. So just be acutely aware of that. Really important. Okay, anything else you want to say on that? For many of you, you may be experiencing none of these symptoms, okay, or these experiences. For those of you that are ready to anchor more light, ready to ascend further, you will be feeling more sensitive. And as Kristen says, there will be maybe possibly some more anxiety, heart palpitations as you're embedding more light, okay, more energy. And that can be when you're sleeping too. That's another side note I'd like to mention is your dreams may be very vivid because you're taking in this light while you're sleeping. So your body is like, you know, taking it in, and you know, your body can go into somewhat of a like you know, a fight or flight mode. It doesn't understand what's going on. That's why EFT tapping is wonderful to balance yourself out, to ground you, to release and let your body know, hey, it's okay to anchor this light so that you're not in a state of resistance physically. And then again, of course, grounding daily. Okay? Yeah, you can look at this as like purging, but just be acutely aware that, you know, as we move forward, you know, your thoughts, your emotions will have an immediate kickback. So instead of, you know, going on and on and on the merry-go-round, the hamster wheel, just catch it. Be aware of it. You don't need to go into it. We don't need to delve into the story of it. Just take your attention off of it. You can fume to your team. I do. Because, you know, when words are said, sometimes we can't repair that when we say certain words to another person. We can't fix that after. What's said is said. And that can be somewhat damaging. But your team can take it. They will take it till the cows come home. They don't take offense to it. My angel isn't upset with me. She's not bothered by me complaining to her or swearing or any of that. So go outdoors, sit your bum on the earth with your back on the tree and really give it to your angels. Let them know how you're feeling about anything. And that can be out loud or in your mind. They hear it nonetheless, either way. Okay, so you can complain verbally or mentally, they will have it all the same. You can write it down on paper, but I'm a big fan of talking. You get a lot more out. And so if you've got anything that's bothering you that you haven't gotten out of you, it's important to sit out with your team and give it away, because you don't want that low lying in there. Because at some point it's going to have to come up to the surface. So whether you give it willingly or it comes up on its own with this energy, it's in your hands. You can do more of the easy route or the not easy route. I'm a big fan of the easier path. Okay, so some of you might be experiencing anxiety, heart palps, energy kickback, vivid dreams, intense dreams, waking up repeatedly throughout the night. Maybe you're not sleeping that good. You're waking up at like 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning. So just be aware that there's a lot more going on here than what meets the eye, right? And I know some of you have asked that you've noticed a lot more energy happening through and around your body. That is a part of this as well. And we're all on our own path, our own unique path, okay? So this person is ready to take on more. This one isn't quite ready to take on as much. Maybe they're not feeling as much, but we're all uniquely on our own path of ascension, our own unique path of awakening. And It's really, really, really important to lean on your team, your guardian angels, your spirit guides, your loved ones. They're all cheering you on just being here on earth at this time. It's a brilliant time. It's an absolute brilliant time. The only thing I ever hear from them on the other side is of celebration for what is unfolding on earth right now. They're aware that we are going through the paces and that it is challenging. But like I say, if we wanted an easier path, we would have gone to a different planet, and that probably would have had some puppies and unicorns and rainbows on that planet, right? So we're here to transmute. We're here to raise up and lift up and ascend. And what better way to do that than where we're at right now, where we're made to look within. We're made to have quiet time. We're made to be at home. So do you want to say anything else on this topic? She's ready to take any of your questions. So if you have any questions on this topic, any of your vivid dreams, anxiety, ascension symptoms, are you noticing that you're getting fired up or having energy kickback, immediate energy kickback in the moment? That's the question. Those are the questions I have for you. Do you have any questions that you would like to have spirit answer for you? I'm open and willing to answer them. Side note, the next Mediumship for Beginners course is coming June 15th until June 30th. It's only $155 for 2 weeks. You'll have myself and medium Ashley Cunningham on hand to assist you for 2 weeks. Going live, pre-recorded material, ebook. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we're all going to join in a private group where we will be on camera and or not on camera, depending on how comfortable you are, using our deck of angel cards and learning how to communicate with your team of angels first and foremost. And then, of course, if you wish to communicate with your spirit guides and so on and so forth, that will be the next. So just let you know, if you are interested in something like this, you can go to KristenDaviesMedium.com. I'll put all the links in the description below this video so that you can learn more. Yes, there we go, Katie. The other thing I too am noticing is waves of nausea. And there seems to be a pattern. So if I'm spending too much time online, other people's energy, or depending on what I'm watching, if it's kind of lower in vibrational, I'll get waves of nausea. And so then as soon as I close the internet or I'm not focusing on that low vibrational content, it subsides. So there can be multiple reasons. You could be anchoring a lot of energy through your solar chakra, which is where your belly button is, and that can create a lot of nausea. When you're meditating, it's a perfect time, just like when you're sleeping, for them to come on in through your solar chakra, which would then create nausea. Okay. So the first thing I'm getting for you, Katie, is that you are taking in more light right now. Yeah, here we go. This is where everything's really heightened. So you may be over analyzing things, over processing things, over dramatizing things. You may be getting worked up more than you normally would be deemed as being normal. So just be acutely aware. Try to be the still observer. Just try to say, hey, not right now. I'm just going to relax. I don't need to have things be perfect right now. This is just heightened frequency, and I don't need to delve into these kinds of things right now. And just turn your attention. If it's really playing on you, then what do? You complain to your team, who will then vacuum and transmute it for you. I need help transmuting this. I am over analyzing, over processing, and I'm getting a real strong energy kickback from it. Energy kickback is, say you're just fixating on something a little bit heavier in frequency, but then it comes and kicks you back. and you feel it in your vessel, and then you're amplified. Now you're more, ooh. You, in your mind, you make it more of a big deal than it really needs to be, or there are emotions that can come on with that. So don't feed into the chaos, okay? You too, hey Sheena? Me too. I mean, like, what is happening? I went to a nursery yesterday to get some plants to lift my frequency in my home, just to, you know, have that extra energy. And I just love plants. And also helps with, that's another thing that's happening. If you find that you're having a really intense sneezes, you may have a buildup of energy in you and you're just releasing, okay? So you may notice that as well. I mean, really big sneezes. If you are sneezing for no apparent reason, and they're really big, like releasing, that's also what's happening. So I go to this nursery yesterday and we're waiting in line, and the man at the door starts having a word with everybody, and I'm like, what's this all about? As we get closer, he starts having a chat with all of us, and he lets us know that what people in the morning going through the nursery looking at the plants started to have arguments with each other. They started to get frustrated and irritated, and the man said, we don't know what's happening here. We're thinking maybe people haven't left their home for a few months. So if you could please be patient with those who are not accustomed to leaving their home. This is what they're guessing, right? You walk into this nursery and it's the most peaceful, relaxing space. Water's trickling and plants and shells and pretty decorations, plants hanging and water's flowing, and you're thinking, how could people get irritated in this space? But it's happening. So if you get irritated, it's an energy kickback. It's an easy explosive situation, even in a relaxing nursery, okay? So just really keep this in mind. That doesn't surprise me either, Katie. So, you know, my dreams are so vivid and so intense right now. I wake up and my heart's pounding, just pounding. And then I'm like, holy smokes, trying to catch my breath. You know, I go have a drink of water, try to put myself back to sleep. But again, I'll wake up in another hour or two and I'm waking up with intensity again. How fantastic. Have you asked who Solange is? So have you sat and asked, who is Solange? And then have a still mind and allow the answer to come in and then write it down, Suki, sorry, my apologies. Sit quietly, ask, why am I getting this name? Who is it? And then write it down. Or say, is this name coming in just a dream? Is it just a dream, this name coming through her dream state? No. That's the answer I'm getting. So you'll ask that question, is this just a dream? You have to have a still mind if you're going to tune into spirit. If your mind is busy and racing all the time, then you need to practice having a quiet mind. So you tune out like you did in high school. And I hear no, but I also feel no in my body. No. It's a tightness and a pullback feeling. If it was a yes, I would hear yes, and my body would be nice and relaxed. So it's not just a dream. You're actually receiving a name through your dream state. Now, who is it? Now it's your job to sit with a quiet mind and write down the answer. Okay? So you'll get the answer, and then you'll say, I'm getting this answer, is this correct? And then feel in your body if it's a yes or a no. It is intensifying. Yeah. Okay. So with Luis, it's interesting because I have Agnes, my guardian angel here, and then your team knows that you're asking a question, and so all I have to do is tune out and feel the difference of energy in the room. All I have to do is I can turn my head, I feel nothing here, nothing here, nothing here, getting warmer. It's literally, I feel more energy against my body and a little bit more warmth. I know where my guardian angel is. She's right here. And then I can feel new energy coming in on the right back here. So I know someone's entering my space here. You should all know who is around you. All of us should know that. We should automatically know who is around us at all given times, in my opinion. What do you say about that, Agnes? She says, all in good time for those who are seeking. All in good time. Yeah. Okay, so Luis, what is, you're anchoring more light. You're anchoring more light, and your upper chakras are being opened to take in more light / information. Okay, because how do they all communicate here? They're communicating by telepathy, and they don't have mouths and they don't have vocal boxes, right? So how do they do that? So they communicate way faster than I do. This kid's got to slow this down and create a still, quiet mind in order to pick up on. And you can also ask them to come in closer, turn it up louder. Can you slow that down, please? You can communicate with them how you want to be communicated with. Okay? So your upper chakras are being open and expanded so that you can communicate with them more fluidly, so that you can take in more. So when these upper chakras open, you can take in more energy, which has communication coming through the energy into your mind, whether it's through here, your ear chakras, tiny chakras here, crown chakra. Okay? And they're just saying all is well, dear one. They want you to relax and go with the flow. Important not to stay up too late. You know, and I'm sure this is for many of us, but it's also important, like, for us not to get out of whack with our sleep schedule. So some of us, we should try to go to bed earlier and get up earlier. But again, they're aware that many of us are anchoring a lot of light in the evening, so it might be hard for us to slow down and quiet our mind, like to slow our minds down to sleep. Because as you're taking in a lot more light, you're like, yeah. Then I'm heading outside and I'm grounding by my tree. Okay. There you go. Amanda, activations for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Waves of nausea. Just waves of nausea. Okay, so sometimes I think we're having dreams that are just really intense and vivid. You know, okay, so for me, when I say, was that your Kundalini within a dream state, I'm usually going based on what you're feeling in your physical vessel as far as Kundalini. So when you were having that dream, did you feel energy also coming up through your root chakra? That's my question to you. Dream state with the Aramis. I'm getting intense dream state, releasing, purging. That is all. Okay, and it's flat. The energy's flat there. There's no like looking into it like Kundalini. This is just releasing and purging. Okay. Good girl. Turn that vacuum on and do those dishes. Go do that laundry. Keep yourselves busy. Like, go out and exercise and take your attention off the low vibrational thinking and thoughts. So important. Because if you get going right now, these thoughts, these feelings, these emotions are going to amplify. And then there will be an energy kickback, which will amplify them further. We really don't want to go there and do that. Yes. Good girl, Marie. Hand off that stuff. I'm getting angry about this. I'm getting peeled about that. Oh, how wonderful. Isn't that cool, Michelle? If animals come around, I say that's a sign. It's a sign of many things. It's a sign of spirit helping to bring high vibrational frequency to help transmute. It's also a sign that the energy in your yard, in your space, they're attracted to this energy. I'm getting transmutation on that one. So they're coming and helping of transmutation. Okay, so animals are just higher in vibrational frequency. Yes, big sneezes. Hey, Sheena, like, whoa. Like, to the point where it hurts. Like, you're like, what happened there? It's not like there's nothing wrong with the body. It's just, I feel like a lot of energy is coming in, and then all of a sudden I have to release some of it. Oh, Jasmine, yeah, absolutely. If you're doing Reiki and then you wake up with a terrible headache, it wouldn't be surprising for me right now at all. So let's see what guidance comes through. Yes, incoming energy through your vessel. So yes, so the combination where we've got a lot of energy coming in, we've got ascension happening, and then you're doing Reiki on top of that. Okay, so it's a combo. So it's a combo platter where now you're getting a kickback physically. So what do you recommend with that? Grounding and doing Reiki more infrequent. Don't be doing it on a regular basis over the next 2 days, please. That message is for Jasmine. Okay. So they're showing when we have our upper chakras opening, we have a lot more energy coming in. Then we're doing Reiki. We have a lot more energy, even more so. And then I know as well as anyone else, when we get these surges of waves of energy, they can come in through the crown chakra, the heart chakra, and the solar chakra. Those are the main three that they mainly come through. So you get nausea, heart palpitations, lightheadedness, dizziness, headaches, migraines, right? So first thing I'm asking is, I'm getting a headache. Can you step back, please? Can you step this energy back? If it's just not going to step back and there's no relief, then I just head right outside and ground myself, and that helps me immediately. You wouldn't believe how grounding up against a tree can help you. It's just unbelievable. Okay. Oh boy. I think when you're around other people, their energy is just going to influence or impact it on some level, some degree. But I'm a firm believer in making sure that I'm taken care of first and foremost. And so that means grounding often, meditating, getting enough sleep, asking my team to ensure that I'm not taking on other people's frequency from this day forward onwards. So anything that's heavy that may impact me, please can we just make sure you can have a chat with your team. People are like, I must surround myself with white light at every given. No, these are my expectations. These are my boundaries. These are my intentions. Set it. Let them know this is what you expect from this day forward onwards. So as far as being in the public and working around a lot of people and impacting with Ascension here with Jenny, would you like to okay. So your male guardian angel is coming in through the top of my head, and he's saying their frequency will not sway you from this path of ascension, nor will it redirect and or impact the path in which you are meant to take on this path of ascension. Dear one, all is well. All is well. He's just like, all is well, all is well in his eyes. Okay. Grounding, handing off frustrations to your team of angels within your mind in the moment. That's what's needed here. So if you're getting irritated or frustrated with people in the moment, you're like, I'm really getting pissed off at this person right now. I need you to help me. Can you help transmute this? Can you help transmute it between the two of us? Because if you need to keep a professional working environment, then you're calling on your team right there to come in. That's the beauty of a free will zone. It actually means you have to vocalize and ask for help before they're able to, because your free will rules. You know, so if you want more high vibrational experiences in your life, the frequency must shift first within you. So how do you do that? Ground yourself, hand off your low vibrational thoughts, feelings, and emotions in each and every given moment. Do you know how tedious that becomes? Real tedious in the beginning, but then it gets a lot easier as you shift and raise. Okay, Suki. Who is this name coming through in Suki's dream? State. Higher self. You're right. Correct. Good job. Awesome. Although, you know what, you could have gotten it wrong and I wouldn't have cared either. So what matters most is that you're practicing. Practice. You know, we don't get upset when a toddler doesn't learn how to walk the first time. So you can get it wrong all day long. I don't care, as long as you're practicing. But that is correct, Suki. Higher, this is what they're doing now. Higher self. Higher self. When they point straight up like that, that is where your higher self comes from. When I'm communicating with anyone's higher self, it comes from above me. Higher self. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, and you know what else, Tenzin? You're having dreams about, you know, back in boarding school. I'm having dreams like I'm stuck back in high school and I'm like stuck there and I can't figure out the lock on my locker and I'm like, and I don't want to be here and it's so heavy in frequency and I'm like, so it's just releasing. Just processing. Again, what's most important is that we don't delve into the story of it. We just know, okay, well, that was a heavier frequency time in my life and I'm just processing, releasing. I'm just releasing. And or this anxiety comes up while you're sleeping as you're embedding light. So then you have to process it some way in your dream state, right? So your body goes through this kind of fight or flight mode. So anxiety, heart palpitations, all the rest of it. So while you're sleeping, you're going to start having intense dreams as you are infusing more light. That is a possibility. Wow. Wowzers. So, Sheena, the best way to answer that is, where are you feeling it? Are you feeling it through your root chakra, your solar chakra? Quite honestly, there are days where I wake up and it's just everywhere. I walk outside, it's even more amplified. I'm getting energy from all angles. Yeah. It's hard to wake up when you're not having the best of sleep, isn't it? Yeah, Jessica, that's not really surprising me. So when spirit comes up on the side of my head, it can take out my hearing. Angel's frequency is very peaceful, and it's just like a peaceful stillness, like all my hearing goes out of my one ear for minutes on end. Like it could be a minute around about there. And sometimes the weirdest thing happens when I'm channeling. Sometimes an energy will come in. Usually it's like the Elohim or an archangel. Usually they'll come in through one eye, and then it's like I'm seeing through a camcorder. I'm seeing like a story, and they're processing it through my one eye. So this eye seeing nothing, and this eye, it's a fascinating time. If you don't like it, tell them. Okay? It's really important we just don't sit there and hokey pokey. It's important that you speak up and say something if you don't like something, or if you want it done a different way. I'd like you to communicate with me a different way, please. Yeah. So Kim, you go to Google and you type in 1, 2, 3, 4 angel numbers meaning. There you go. Any number patterns you want to see the answers to. Yeah. Here's the thing, we're all releasing right now, and so if you're having thoughts that are going to past wounds that are easily getting triggered right now, it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest, and none of that surprises me, because we're releasing and we're healing as we're releasing as well. Interestingly enough, a friend of mine had fluttering under the eyelids for hours one night when trying to sleep the other night. So the fact that you might be feeling a sensation here is not really surprising me at all. I think a lot of our chakras are being opened and expanded as we move along here. So that is your question? Okay. So the peace, like when your boyfriend comes around and kisses your forehead, it can also be the peace that you're feeling from your angels coming around, like a real deep, eternal peace. It's beyond words. It is beyond, okay? That's normal right now. Extreme fatigue and not being able to sleep. So if you can't sleep, it's crucially important that you ground yourself. If you're inside on electronics all the time or on TV all the time, that is so ungrounding. Then you add in stimulants like alcohol or caffeine on top of that, no one's gonna sleep. Okay, so cut back the sugar and the caffeine, go to bed, try to go to bed, even if you make yourself go to bed and you lay there at an earlier time and ground yourself repeatedly throughout the day. That should make big difference. Yeah. Rose quartz crystals, I don't know how else to explain that to you, but they are awesome. You want a nice big boy, the size of your palm, rough cut, put it on your lap throughout the day, put it in your bed. Oh, isn't that great? We're going to start calling you Snow White. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to move to the bottom for a last few questions. Okay, so Carla, let's practice together. Sit quietly with a still mind. I know that this is on the surface with emotion, but here's you practicing off the deep end. Sit with a quiet mind. Know that the answer isn't going to come from you. It's not going to come from anyone else but your team of angels. You're wondering if your husband will keep his job. Go ahead, Carla. What's the answer? Feel it in your body. So quiet mind. Take a minute or two and then let the answer come in. Does your chest and body feel relaxed or tight? They're talking with me about your thoughts right now. That's what they're talking with me about. But we're not going to go there until you go ahead and type that answer. Is your chest relaxed? This is you observing. You are the still observer of the guidance coming through. It's not going to come from you. So we can just put your emotional state off to the side. Any worries and fears off to the side. Give them to your angels now. Take all my worries and fears and concerns in regards to this matter and all matters Take it and transmute it, please. Thank you. Now we sit in stillness. What is the answer? Yeah, a lot of fluttering. Hey, she not she's. Oh yeah, I would say absolutely yes, but I'll double check with spirit. Like you get like a panic attack type feeling, heart palpitation feeling. It's like hard to breathe. Several times I'm saying, oh, man, I'm having a hard time breathing. And then I go right outside and ground myself, or I ask my angels to help me with that, and I ask them to take it back and just take the energy back up off me a bit, and then I can breathe a lot better. Whew, whew, whew. You bet. Okay, so let's ask spirit what that is. Okay, so Ada, yes, it's exactly what I have just described, they're saying. There's no need to worry. This is not something that's physical. This is energetic related and ascension related. So that's cool. Cool in the sense that you know what it is now. That's a good question, Suki. You should sit and ask and then channel the words through and write it down on a piece of paper. Is it possibly from a past life? Is there meaning and purpose behind it? What is the meaning? What is the meaning? Why is your higher self giving you a word such as twilight? Okay. So Carla, so then we have to say, is that your fear and worry that you're feeling the tightness in your chest, or is that the answer from spirit? So the guidance that I'm getting in regards to this question is overthinking, overanalyzing. No need. No need. No need. Okay, so now they're saying, irregardless of whichever outcome may be. So they're going to what I call school you first before giving you the answer. Okay, this is how they want you to be in life, irregardless of whatever outcome may be with your husband and his work. Know that you are going to be all right. All of you are going to be all right. Okay, that's how they want you to walk forth in this world. Irregardless of what transpires, you will be all right. Why? Because you are the manifester of your reality. So in knowing this, you are manifesting and helping us co-create with you an outcome for your highest and best good. So in essence, there's no need to worry. For these worries, these fears, these concerns are manifesting an outcome that is not best for you. Okay, so know this, dear one. Now the second thing they want to say to you is stop over processing, over analyzing, and worrying. You can hand that off to your team of angels in the moment repeatedly as it's coming up. Oh, I'm worrying about this. Oh, I'm worrying about that. I'm worrying about this, and I'm worrying about that. And as it comes up in the moment, you're handing it off. And the more you do that, the more you transmute this heaviness, the more you can bring that peace and that pressure off of yourself inside, the more you'll have high vibrational thoughts. The more high vibrational thoughts you have, the more of a high vibrational outcome you will create for yourself, dear one. Okay? There's no need to worry or be concerned. That is the answer. They're also talking about many of us will have many changes unfold within our lives. And although we may not see them for the highest and best good for us, they will be. Sometimes some things need to be flipped upside down to make anew. That's for everybody. Okay. Wow. Carla, your guardian angels, they don't hold back, eh? Are you feeling drawn towards animals, Jenny? That's the question. You know what's interesting is many times I've been drawn towards certain jobs, and I knew they were like a stepping stone rather than a permanent place for me. But irregardless, even if it's a stepping stone, there's lots to be learned from that experience, and there's such wonderful experiences to be had. I remember making wedding cakes. I did that for a living. I used to do flowers and bouquets of flowers, and I was around flowers for 4 months during working at a flower shop. Loved it. Loved it. The smells, the fragrance. Was it what I was going to be doing for the rest of my life? No. I remember thinking about working at an animal shelter or an animal hospital. And I'm a big fan of on-the-job, you know, go and check the job out by watching what they do. So spend a couple hours around animals at an animal shelter or an animal hospital, or maybe you don't want to work in that field, but you want to do dog walking and house/dog cat sitting. There's tons of work out there for people. You can do, you know, months where you're getting paid, or you go for free. So 3 months rent free, and you look after their cat and dog and walk them and look after them. And, you know, it's endless. But I'm really big on going and, instead of guessing what something would be like and then having an education in it, like, for example, I went and sat with my dental hygienist and I watched her for 2 hours, and I pictured myself and I asked questions, and I watched as she was opening abscesses in people's mouths. And I said, you know, in my mind, I'm thinking, can I do this? Can I work in people's mouths day in and day out doing these types of things? And, you know, after hours of doing that, I came to the realization that that was not a fit for me. However, I am so thankful that there are people that are stepping forward and doing that work, thank God. But you really need to walk it to see if that is a good fit for you. That's my opinion. This is what I'm getting from your team. It's like the animals need you, and they're pulling, that energy is pulling you towards the animals, and you have a high vibrational frequency that is a good fit for being around the animals. Working with the animals is the question. So I'm asking them, is it best to work with the animals? So this is where they're handing it back to you, and they're suggesting what I have already suggested, which is like on-the-job learning. So go in and watch a dog groomer. Go and watch them for a day and see how it is in their business. You call them up. They're more than happy to have you come down. I almost went and did that myself, but I decided it just wasn't resonating with me. But you can go and watch them as they groom animals throughout the day. You can go in and watch as they are babysitting and looking after the animals, like a doggy daycare. There's so many paths to take with animals. It's unbelievable. Yeah, Carla, I wouldn't be concerned. They're not concerned at all. But what is learned here is that the more we fear and worry about things, the more we are creating outcomes that we really don't want to create, right? So in order to create more of a high vibrational experience for ourselves, money is flowing in effortlessly. As I spend money, more money is coming into my bank account. All of my needs are met abundantly for me now and always. I love working from the book, The Abundance Book by John Price, $8 for that little green book, Book of Gold. Go out and get it, start changing this. The money will just keep flowing in irregardless of whose job, whatever changes happen. Why? Because you are the manifester of your reality. So that abundance book, The Abundance Book by John Price, gold. If you want abundance in your life, watch as things unfold. And my gosh, what I realized is Abundance comes in ways that you don't realize. It doesn't just come in ways of money. You might get like a house sit for free rent for 13 months. You may have a small car accident where your car gets written off and you get a big fat check in the mail. All of these things have happened to me. I remember leaving that day and Jesus saying, put your shoes on, and I had my slippers on because I was going to the hair salon. I don't wear my running shoes to the hair salon. I wear my slippers. And Jesus kept telling me to put my shoes on, and I said, no, I'm not putting my shoes on. There I was on the side of the road. I knew he was in the passenger seat with me when it happened, and the ultimate witness of a police officer was behind me the whole way. And so, of course, there I was on the side of the curb with the police officer, and she said, yeah, that was totally her fault. Not mine. And I'm standing there waiting for my friend in my slippers. But that's what I'm saying, is that abundance comes in ways you can't even imagine. So don't even try to get the how of it. Just know that everything's going to work out in the highest and best good. How it happens, woo, let it be open to magical experiences. Let's have the abundance come in ways you can't imagine. And next time, listen to Jesus when he tells you put your shoes on. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, Patty, here we go. P.S. Patty, I'm not feeling sorry. I'm not. Because I know when one door closes, another one will open, and everything is happening for a reason here. So, Patty, you've seen the question? They say they're reading it right now. Do I take action to find another job, or will it come to me? You're not used to slowing down, Patty. You're not used to having some still, like not working. So they're chuckling at that. And that's the first thing they're saying. It would be nice for you to have a rest period, wouldn't it, Patty? That's the thing. Okay. And so past that point, after the rest period, then what? They're leaning in and looking you directly in the eye, Patty, and they're saying, you could allow us to bring you the next path, should you wish. Rest for now. Dear Patty, rest for now. If it's more like if you can. That's more what's coming through. Because they're chuckling. Can Patty just hang back and rest and relax and not work or do something? That is the question. Okay? They're not concerned for you. I don't know if you have things floating around your head right now. This is what they're telling me. I'm getting too old. How am I going to get another position? Where am I going to go? What am I going to do? But they just want you to sweep that aside. Okay? All right. Whoa, Christine, you did. Awesome. You know what? If you're not happy somewhere, you got to do something about it. Whether it takes a month to 6 months or a year, start taking some action steps. First up here, first within your own frequency, first in manifesting it, first in asking your team to help you manifest a new path for you. And then, but if it's too much, like Christine, I've been there. I'll just quit the job. I'm out. Peace out. Life's too short for this. I'll find something somewhere else, and I'll be okay. Why? Because I'm manifesting it, and I know I will be, and I always have been. Heck, there's times where I'm like, no, angels, I'm going to take this job, and I'm going to the job, and my chest clamps down on me to the point where they stop me, and then I turn the car around, I go back home, and I'm like, well, what am I going to do? I'm down to my last $10. This was years ago, and they didn't care. Because that path was the wrong path. And sure enough, another path was just opened up right in front of me. Money started flowing in, and it was brilliant. So the how isn't up to me, but it is up to me to follow their lead. So you can't go asking your angels for help and then ignore them when they give you the guidance. It doesn't work like that. You try ignoring them, they're going to turn the heat up even more. And now you've asked them, now you're going to follow their lead. You can't just go, oh, pity party for one, fear, worry, anxiety, and ignore their guidance. It doesn't work like that. Sometimes we like to buck the current and go against the flow, they're saying. But it's their job to redirect us, whether willingly or unwillingly. So if you, so you used your free will to ask them for help, and so now it's you were going to listen to their guidance. Like that's how it's going to go. Get off the little hamster wheel, you know? Okay. Yeah, I agree. Let's see what your angels say, Christine. That's all I get. That's all I hear. Multiple of your angels on your team are clapping. It's a resounding applause. They're still clapping. And they said, that's it. Any other guidance that wants to come through? No, that's it. Okay. All right then. So you're doing a great job at trusting and having faith, Christine, and know that that's the path to be on, and that's all that's necessary in this moment. Enjoy the moment. Stay in the moment. Don't overanalyze or fixate on about what's going to happen in your future. Stay in the moment. Enjoy the moment. Let them work on things. The how isn't up to you. It's up to them. Your job is to stay positive and stay in the moment. Patty, you're welcome. That's a great question, Davina. Have you looked up 34 angel numbers through Google and see what the answer is? Boy, the shifts and changes that are going on the planet right now, although very uncomfortable for many, are really shifting and changing people in ways that are needed in order to move us onto a much more happy, high vibrational, vibrant path that we thoroughly enjoy, rather than just going to a job. You know, I read this online the other day. You're not just getting paid with money, okay, at a job. You're actually paying with time, if you believe time. The angels believe that there is no linear time. There is no linear time. There's only this present moment of now. But you are paying with much. You're getting paid money, but you're also paying with, you know, your enthusiasm in life and the time you could be spending enjoying it, doing something else. Yeah. We may have an idea of what we think is best, but my goodness, they have something entirely different in mind that's even better that we haven't even thought of yet. So let's not stifle that by having low vibrational thoughts and expectations of what may come. Let's just let them bring it in on a nice platter buffet, and we can just go, ooh, this is even better than I thought it would ever be. Do it. It works. I've done it at least 6 or 7 times with my team of angels over the years, as far as my career or job is concerned. So I've done it 6 or 7 times. And I just go, you get to a point where you're like, no, I'm not going to do it the old way where I worry about things anymore. I'm doing it their way, because their way works. And it's a much happier, more high vibrational way to be in life. And I'm not doing it the old way anymore. And so you just hand it off, trust, and have faith. Okay? Yes. Okay, everyone. I hope that helps. And I will see you tomorrow when me and Sheena come on live in the group Intuitive Angel Messages on Facebook. And we're going to be channeling Buddha. Cannot wait. Yay! Love you guys. Love you.